Traders, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the A, the M, the C. Now, I know everyone has a lot of questions going into Monday, so hopefully I can give you the best viewpoint of what I see happening and why I still love the stock. Now, you know there was a month period of time where I thought we were going to go sideways, some downtrending, and we did that. Now, I know people didn't like it, but you know you always got the truth when you came to the channel, okay? Because it's not about getting views. It's not about making money off of YouTube. That's not what it's about. It's about making money off the stock. It's about the Discord profiting every single day. It's about the viewers getting the best quality content at all times. That's what the channel's about. So this is what we're gonna do. We're not gonna waste any more time. No more nonsense. We're gonna get straight to the content. Like, subscribe, do what you gotta do. Let's get to it.
The champ is here! The champ!
Okay, now in the video, we're going to do things a little bit different today. I'm not going to be using the iPad and too direct. I'm going to make this a really quick video as well. So we're going to have a few graphics to look at. I'm not going to cover any news articles or anything like that as well. This is going to be purely based on some TA and then a few theories as well going into the week. Now, a lot of people are saying that next week might be a pretty bearish week. Now, I want to highlight two key things. Next week is the end-all, be-all D-Day for having the gamma squeeze, because we have about 412,000 contracts right now and options in the money. And so all the people saying that options are useless, they don't help the cause, in all honesty, that's the only thing really moving the stock in these very quick fashions on the upside, is because tons of options are expiring in the money. So this is making a lot of inflow of pressure accumulating on the stock, pushing us up as well. And I do think this could continue happening into this week, because this is the most options we can see on the board that have been even on the board and been in the money. So we have about 600,000 that aren't in the money right now and 400,000 that are. So their goal was going to be to hold us below $40. However, the past 2 weeks we have assumed that Friday would be a battle for 40, and we continue to hold at about 49.50 bucks, which is really outstanding when you think about it. Now, looking at this week, there is a possibility that they come out trying to short pretty heavy. However, we did get a share count showing that there's not too many shares even available. However, there's about 1 million on Fintel that shows that they can borrow, but it's still kind of up in the air. Can they short those? How many more can they? So I would go into it with a pessimistic viewpoint of saying, let's see what happens. Let's see how they react. And really around Wednesday and Thursday is when you're going to start to see that pressure, most likely to the downside. However, in the beginning of the week, I do expect some strength. So Monday, Tuesday, and then even the beginning of Wednesday, I see strength on the stock. That's typically the strongest days for AMC. And then if we don't see too much shorting pressure by the end of Wednesday, the trading day, then it would lead me to believe that, man, a lot of these are going to expire in the money, and they'd be forced to start covering some of those positions, which in turn could push us up even higher. So what I want to do really quick is look at the overall trend on AMC really quick. And then as you can see, I've highlighted a few of the areas that have the biggest resistance on this trend. And now you can see at the very bottom, we have the rocket ship, because on the last day of the week, we actually broke and mounted that trend line, which was extremely strong. And this is always what you love to see, not just a touch of that trend, but a breakout, a retest, and a hold above the trend, because typically that's the most bullish reaction you can get on a chart, is not just breaking out. You don't just want to see a breakout. You want to see a retest and a hold. So imagine there's a wall. You want to break through the wall, come back down, test the wall, then bounce back up.
Yes, science!
It is confirming that that is no longer a resistance. It is, in fact, a support. And that's what you want when you're looking at charting. And that's the most basic form of charting. So the fact that not too many people are talking about that has me a little bit concerned as well. The next thing I want to point out is the OBV. Now, the OBV represents the volume. And this is the on-balance volume. Now, when we look at Yahoo Finance and other volume platforms, you can see the volume's been really dead over the past few days. However, when we look at the OBV, you can see it's flatlined at these very high rates, and it's actually near an all-time high. However, the price on the chart doesn't necessarily reflect the OBV, and I do always tell people the OBV tends to lead the actual stock price. So once this breaks out of these local highs, I expect another massive flow of volume kicking back into the stock, which most likely comes from the options chain. And then once this occurs, like I said, we could see a really big pop on the overall stock, and this could push us easily much higher than the $70 range. range. And I know I've been talking about $100, but it's looking more and more likely that will happen in the near term future. Now, let's look a little bit at Yahoo Finances numbers. These are going to be the last 2 days of overall volume. You're going to see that they're 200 million in volume. Now, that is nothing. We've been stagnating, and actually Friday was less volume than Thursday, and we had a stronger day on Friday. And in my opinion, that just shows the shorts weren't really on the prowl. So that's what's leading me concerned going into this week, if I have any concerns overall. However, this is the one thing that I will say. The reason why we are not dipping below $40, this is the main reason. It's because it's because the apes, it's because everyone, any shareholder is holding their shares. Now, this was the main focal point with options behind me, was if I make my money on options, then I have the security to hold my shares even longer because I've already made so much money on the front end. Now, I can afford to just hold these to 200, 300, wherever we may go. However long this may play out, I can just hold it forever if I really wanted to. So I don't have any pressure to sell. And now I understand people are scared of options. Now, I don't recommend jumping into them. I don't recommend just, going full send to the moon because anything can happen. There is a lot of residual risk. Personally, I will disclose I am in options. I do have strikes that are expiring on June 25th. I understand the risk. I'm willing to lose that money, but I also understand the potential reward. I understand how big this week is coming up. And let me tell you something, I'm not going to miss out. So the consensus going into Monday is I'm a very big bull. I love everything going on. Now, I understand that the hedge funds might try to short this. I also understand we own about 80% of the total outstanding shares. This is incredibly bullish. Even if they want to short us, guys, they can only bring us down so far. I'm telling you, the key factor here is that everyone is holding. That's the main factor here. And then the institutions behind these borrowed shares that are actually allowing them to short, which is mainly Vanguard and BlackRock, they're not going to sell their shares either because there's no risk with those shares. They're loaning those out with almost a 90% premium on interest. That's absolutely insane. So they picked the perfect time to loan those shares out, and they have no reason to sell because they really have no risk. So they're holding their shares, you're holding your shares. Even if they start to short, I honest to God don't think that this thing can really dump that low. That's why I think right now is such a prime time with AMC. However, the key focal point of this week will be holding above $40, $45 to really get as much calls in the money. However, if we continue to push up, let's say we start pushing up around Wednesday, things could turn out to be a lot stronger than expected because we'll push more of those 600,000 calls that are outside the money right now. They will be pushed in the money, which in turn pushes us up even higher, which gets a lot more volume flowing into the chart. Now, these are a lot of variables and there's a lot of things that can happen. That's why I'll be having updates throughout the week. But I like to say that I am a bull, and I know people haven't always seen Tyler the most bullish guy on YouTube, but I am as bullish as I've ever been on AMC. And there's a time to run. It's going to be this week because everything is setting up. It's literally the perfect storm brewing. And I just am happy to say that I'm going to be a part of it. So like, subscribe, do what you got to do. We'll be back, of course, tomorrow. I don't know if we'll have a live stream tonight. Hope you guys have a blessed weekend. Namaste.